Oh yeah, it's all my fault. It's my fault Madesi turned around to find your hands in his back pocket. There was nothing wrong with my distraction. I yelled out, "Hey, Mule isn't wearing any pants!" So the lizard isn't into Nords. I'm supposed to know that. Look, we've been through this before. We can do this again, alright? There are only 5 jails left, and after that we will have broken out of every jail in Skyrim, and then no one can lock us up. So what do you say, let's do this. Here I will be listing 5 more jailbreaks in Skyrim. Let's get into it. Starting off with number 5, we have the Dawnstar Jail. Because no one ever comes here, all they have is 1 cell, 3 beds. But don't worry, I've never seen more than 1 person in here at a time, so you've got the place to yourself. And look on the bright side, it's warm down here, instead of the cold streets up above. And for some reason, the female guards are always particularly appealing. Lucky for us, because she's gonna get close enough for us to grab. The key from her pocket, of course, although if she stood there for an extra minute. Anyway, use this to get out and then swing a hard left. All your belongings are right there. If you still need to get a key, there's another one right on the table, so getting your stuff should not be hard. Once you've got it, go out the door that's closest to you. I don't suggest going across the room because that doesn't lead to anything. She's got all this food in here. Dirty liar. I was asking her for pie. She said she didn't have any. Right, well, it's mine now. I don't need a figure like you. When you get to the next room, you're going to notice these are the barracks. Now, normally this would be a problem, but the population of Dawnstar is small. Like I said, that means the number of guards they need is also small. So there's only 1 guy between you and freedom. Yeah, sure, there may be some guards upstairs, but they're probably just sleeping, trying to nurse those nasty colds they have. You lot chose to live here, not me. I mean, sure, it beats the chill over in Winterhold. I don't miss that place. But still, this town is an icebox. Okay, so the guy downstairs, all he does is drink, right? His perception is horrible, so it's not hard to get past him, slip by, and then walk out the front door. And when you do, there aren't any guards outside the main entrance. Whoever built this place was smart enough to put it on the very edge of town, so just slide to your right, and that's it. No gates, no nothing. Just the big mountains of Skyrim to go run up and hide behind. And as you make your way to the next available town, have as much of that pie as you like. Number 4, we have the Moresh Jail. This one may look similar, but it's much more tricky. First of all, don't expect any secret passages, right? Walls that you can push in, some kind of sewer system you can jump into. But don't get excited, because in a few minutes we're still going to find ourselves in deep shit. But first, getting out of our cell. No guard is going to come up to the door, so you've only got 1 chance to pick the lock and get out. Don't mess that part up. Now, once that's done, your belongings are just to your right in the same room. Easy, but good luck trying to pick that thing with whatever you've got left. We need a key. So in the next room, you can find the first guard, sedentary and not as sexy as the one in Dawnstar. But that's alright, because we have no reason to be touching him. See, he doesn't have any keys on him. The only one you'll be able to find is on the table in front of him. Reach over his head, grab it, and then slowly get over to the door. Right? If you're quiet enough, there's no reason he should ever get up from his cozy little position. Alright, next room, and just like the last time, this leads right up to the barracks. We don't have the luxury of an upstairs, which means all the guards are going to be piling into this one room. If their backs weren't to you from the start, you'd be a pincushion real quick. But thankfully they are. Don't worry so much about the ones sitting down eating. They're engrossed in their food. It's the ones on the left that really need to be dealt with. Now, if by any chance Benor happens to see you, just give him a wink, and he'll stay silent. You see, if we escape, Morthal will realize it needs more guards to watch over the prisoners, which increases Benor's chances of being officially recruited. This is a long-time goal of his, so he gets what's going on, you understand? For the guard next to him, I say we knock him out. There's a large cauldron just behind him. Pick it up, drop it on him, and you'll see his head dipping with unconsciousness. Now crawl along the left wall until you finally hit the door, and then get out of there. You can jump in the river and just keep swimming if you like. It's kind of cold. You can run behind the building and up the mountains like last time. Or, and I suggest this, go take one of those horses at the stable. They're going to know you escaped anyway, so you might as well leave in style. Number 3, we have the Bulwark Jail. This is found in Raven Rock. You get thrown in, and what's the first thing you see? The exit. So close to you, taunting you. 15 feet and you'd be out of there. But no. And don't rely on the guard. He's not going to get anywhere near you. Yeah, he's heard the stories of where your hands have been recently, you freak. Which is too bad. I would have liked to talk to him. I would have whispered in his ear, ointment for that thing on your lip, or else it's going to get bigger. Not good. Oy vey, that would be bad. But forget it. We'll find another way out. Go to the back of the room. You see that firewood? Brush it aside, because that little grate underneath is our way out of here. Now, you have to be careful with this lockpick. You have to. Try to wear it down as little as possible. You'll see why very soon. But once you can, fall down into the tunnel. go down the corridor, and then hang a right. And now you'll see there's another grate, and this seems to be leading under the entire bulwark that surrounds all of Raven Rock. Just how far down is it going to go? Well, we'll find out. The thing is, before falling down, it's very important that you look up toward the light. You see your belongings? You got lucky the way they were placed. And you definitely don't want to miss these, or else when you finally escape this place, you'd have to come back and break yourself in just to get your stuff. So, with that only lockpick I was talking about, it has to survive opening the first grate and then this chest as well. That's why. But we already established you're good with your hands, so I'm not really worried about you. Grab your stuff and then drop down. You'll soon realize you've discovered a whole new place. It's specifically known as Cold Cinder Cave. The bulwark was built right over it, and the Dunmer had no idea. That's the kind of escape route we needed. The thing is, there's more to this cave than meets the eye. You can find skeletons in certain areas, some having been killed very clearly by giant mechanisms meant to crush any kind of intruder. Don't mind the netch in the next room, they're just to annoy. But after that, there's a fork in your path. You can take a left and then go up the ladder, or you can take a right into a new room. Let's try both. So first you go to the right, and you'll enter a room that keeps leading up to a treasure chest. Ah, that's it. Treasure. The skeletons that are here must have been people trying to explore these ruins in search of treasure. But if they survived the big death traps, they wouldn't make it much farther. This room is guarded by ash spawn that come out when you try to take all the loot. I thought they would have liked you to get rid of that little glowing orb that never shuts up, but I guess not. You can leave that right where it is. Kill all of them and then take your lucky spoils. And don't forget about the second chest that you then have to jump up to. That's a good one. But once you've got them, go back to that ladder we saw earlier and go up. And once you do, voila, you find yourself out in the fresh air of Solstheim. You actually left with more valuables than you came here with. Finally, you're being rewarded for all your cunning. Number 2, we have the Falkreath Jail. By now, this should be uniform. You know the layout of these tinier jails. There aren't any fun caves that you get to fall into, which means the guard is going to be your ticket out of here. Wait until he gets close and then do what you do best. Careful you don't grab the wrong key, though. I don't know of any locks with a cylindrical hole, so I don't think we need that one. Once you get out, though, all your stuff is right there on the left, and you should still have the good key to open it with. The guy in here walks around in a circle, so wait until he goes over to the area where they keep werewolves, I think, and then get out of here. Next room is the barracks, of course, and you got lucky back in Morthal because here their backs aren't to you. They'll be facing you very clearly. But don't give up now, because sometimes it's not about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Don't get sentimental on me, alright? Just shut up and look forward. One of the guards is eventually going to walk upstairs. That leaves you with just 2. Now, if you keep waiting, like I said, you'll notice something. The guy on the left, he isn't just eating some bread, he's smacking it back and forth. The guy on the right totally lost his appetite. He's looking over like, are you kidding me right now? Is this real life? That's your chance to shimmy over to the stairs and then go up. Alright, if you go out the front door, you're just going to be right in his line of sight. Alright, upstairs is that guy who moved earlier because he couldn't take all the noise in his ear. Now, he's got 2 bottles of wine to himself, so usually you can count on them being too drunk to even notice you walk by, or rather, not really care about it. The trouble is, he knows how to hold his own, and he won't be feeling it for another few hours. So you get your hand on the door, and he's up, immediately, sword ready to go. Well, there's no reason to freeze. You're nearly out of there. Run out and then follow the balcony to the forest. You'll have some cover next to the rocks and the trees. Just keep going. If you take an arrow trying to run out the east gate, so be it. You can cover it up later. Suck it up. But you'll have so much forest out here that it won't take very long for you to disappear. And then once they lose sight of you, you're good to carry on as you please. And don't worry about the little bounty they still have on you, because let's be honest, Falkreath, you'll probably never come here again. And number 1, we have the Dragon's Reach dungeon. This is the hardest of all of them, so listen closely. We've come too far to mess this up. The guard who walks around is going to come to your cell, but just far enough away that you can't even touch him. What good is he, right? He just wants to mock you. Instead, go to the dead body behind you. Right next to him, you can see a loose grate. Now, if you pick the sides of it, it's going to cave in. Once it falls, drop the dead body in first, and then use it to muffle your sound. Good. You drop down into the tunnels, but don't get excited, this isn't a secret place, alright? See the torches on the walls? This place gets looked after. The guards come down here all the time, so keep frosty. If you follow the tunnels in the pattern of a square, you're going to come up on an open room. Then go in, climb the stairs, and then you'll see a little hole in the wall. This happens to expose the chest that's holding all of your stuff. The problem is master level lock. The chance of you doing this is slim, very slim. We probably won't be able to get it just yet. And now the guards have noticed you're gone and they're in high alert. So careful continuing through the tunnels because they just might have come down here too. If so, find a good place to hide and wait for everything to cool down. Right, once they go back upstairs, now you can move. Follow their lead and you're going to come up into the barracks. There's a lot of activity walking around on your right, so you'll be tempted to take a left instead, but do not do that. This is the bunk room. 8 beds, most of which are being used. You wake up one of these guys and believe me, they are not going to be charitable. Go back into the hallway and wait for the guard who's walking around to come into the bunk room. There is a little side room with a closet that you can wait in, and I do suggest taking some different clothes from it. Once the guard passes by, you should have a straight shot to the door out of here. There is another guy just next to it, but his back is to you, so if you stay quiet, you should be able to slip out without a problem. Alright, you're out of the prison, congratulations, but what good does that do you without your armor? You're gonna have to make your way up to the Cloud District. Change into the clothes that you took earlier and start the climb. Now just act natural and keep as far away from the guards as you can. No one's gonna notice a thing. If there is someone near the door to the prison, just wait in the bushes until he passes and then keep going. You see, this is the only entrance that's gonna get you where you need to go. Now, when you walk in, there may be a guy sitting there looking right at you. Don't talk to him, just play it cool. Alright, you look like a noble, so there's no reason to have him think otherwise. It's the first guard in the next room that you need to worry about. When he isn't looking, slip that key out of his pocket. You see, up until now, the other guards didn't have any keys to your stuff. So now you'll be able to get it all back. As discreet as you can, unlock the chest, grab your things, and get out. Now you look like your old self. You just have to get out of town. None of the citizens are going to bother you, although going through the front gate might be a little tricky. If you can climb the wall, there should be a spot where you can jump just behind the guard that's on duty. He's not going to notice anything. Just make sure you land on your toes. Then go out the doors, and you should be free to leave after that. The guards out here haven't received the news just yet about an escaped prisoner, so you can leave town as comfortably as you like. They'll be none the wiser. And the way I see it, there's a perfectly good stable waiting just below you. Grab one of those horses and ride out into the fresh air. You've actually done it. You've managed to escape every single jail in Skyrim. There's nowhere in this province that can keep you down. And wherever you decide to go next, enjoy the freedom to move around as you please. And there you have it, 5 more jailbreaks in Skyrim. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And down below, please tell me, of all the jails, which one did you enjoy getting out of the most? Alright, thank you very much for watching. This time let's try out the Solitude Market. Second time's a charm. I just know it.